goddesses rishis and to the Himalayas to apologize any mistakes knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously done to them and not keeping the vows. If you have done something knowingly or unknowingly, request them, sincerely pray to them to apologize you and forgive you. Then we'll offer our Arati to Ganga. Just close your eyes for a few minutes and pray intensely, connecting with them and requesting to apologize and forgive if you have done something knowingly or unknowingly. You can please have the little Ganges and sprinkle on yourself, and ceremonially you purify, asking the apology and paying your respects to Ganga and Himalayas.
मल्लिकार्जुन सोमनाथ नित्य महाकाल ओंकार हरे मल्लिकार्जुन सोमनाथ नित्य महाकाल ओंकार हरे त्रयंबकेश्वर नित्य घुष्मेश्वर भीमेश्वर जगतार हरे त्रयंबकेश्वर नित्य घुष्मेश्वर भीमेश्वर जगतार हरे काशीपति श्री विश्वनाथ जय मंगलमय अघहार.
This is where I used to lie down. And Shiva gave food and medicine. Let's see the Shiva who gave food and medicine. Bolo Ganga Mata ke Jai. Bolo Vaidishwaran ke Jai. Nityananda Puri Ishwar Nitya Pahi Pahi Datar Shankar Maharaj ke Jai. You don't need to cook or do anything inside Haridwar, and after the Haridwar till Gangotri, you don't need to cook or do anything. Just Viksha, that's enough.
First, I wanted to spend few minutes answering your questions. Whatever questions you have, from whatever we learned from the day one. See, now 4 days over. So many concepts I explained, gave it to you as experience, like authentic listening, completion, root pattern, inner image, outer image, life image, so many words, so many way of new thinking, so many new understanding, clarity I have shared with you all. So whatever questions, doubts you have, I'll first complete them, then enter into the next step, because the whole program is experiential. Understand? When you want to develop your life, whether you succeed or fail, for example, smoking. You stop smoking. By then, office there is some problem. You are attending to that. Whether you succeed or fail. See, even if you succeed in dropping the smoking, then you will be struggling with alcohol. So, this development model itself is a failure model. First thing you need to know, the inner awakening is neither a personality development program nor life management program. It is rewriting your future. So every basic truth you receive should go into your blood, your bone marrow, should be living in the form of completion, should be expressing in your thinking, in your feeling, in your cognition. If you are committed, I am going to get up morning and do yoga. Then if you are not coming, you are sleeping, that is going to be incompletion. Understand? Nothing is incompletion as long as it does not affect your commitments. When your commitments are affected, only then incompletion begins. Neither a habit nor an act can lead to incompletion. Only interfering with your integrity. Because earlier I maintained integrity, at this time automatically the situation turns and it supports my integrity. So be very clear. Every time you maintain integrity, it becomes a special power in you. A unique power in you. You are not expected to feel guilty. Guilt is again becoming powerless. See, it's like you become dirty. Then what is the solution now? Again apply more dirt. The dirt is not going to wash the dirt. Guilt is not going to help you. Deciding to complete with it, not to be powerless, be powerful, not to follow into that space again. Consciously when you evolve, automatically certain dietary lifestyle system settles with your body. A conscious person cannot pump in so much smoke into the body, man. You understand? It will automatically drop. Do consciously, so that when you start some commitment next time, you will have trust on you, that you will not break it without telling you, without completing with you. You will have respect on you. See, all the commitments you broke with yourself only creates self-doubt. The bunch of self-doubt is nothing but the again and again and again the commitments you gave it to you and broke it, destroyed it. That only becomes a self-doubt. Bunch of self-doubt, and the self-doubt becomes self-hatred. See, many times when the husbands tell their wives about me, wives never come. Or the wives tell husbands about me, they never come. They secretly come separately and see and go. But they can't come with you because Swamiji is right, but you can't be right. Swamiji is right, my wife cannot be right. Life is always win-win. If life is only me or them, it will be violence-based. The law of life is not violence. See, if it is violence-based, then only one person should be alive. Law of life is not violence-based. There are some universal laws. How much ever you try to deny them, you will not be able to deny them. The universal law is, whether you understand or not, everyone in your life is your extension. Your extension. After all, me, let this health be extended to them. That is what is all about healing. That is what is all about healing. That's what we have proved. See, when I am trying to heal somebody, we have medically proved my brain waves and the other person's brain waves are in the same frequency. The other person's brain waves come up. When we did this research first in St. Louis, when I put my hand on the other person, you have read the research. The other person's brain waves have suddenly become like mine for the full 20 minutes. And same way when I materialized, whoever is receiving the materialized object, their brain waves become exactly like mine for that 40-50 minutes. You understand? You can do that. When they are my extension, let this health be extended to them. And you will never attract the disease in you. Don't be afraid. We always have the fear, no. If that is the case, then suddenly in that same door, if their disease enters this side, what will happen? You understand? It is always when you open yourself to the higher principles, only auspiciousness happens. Whenever you open yourself to the higher principles, only auspiciousness happens. Advaita expresses only Shiva. Means that Shiva means auspiciousness, possibility. See, the principles on which you have been initiated, you are successful, That's exactly the same principle I am talking to you now. The fellows who started believing win failure are selfish guys like Duryodhana. There are some guys who started believing the failure win like a Gandhari. And there are some fellows who started believing failure, Saguni. But life is not any of that. Life is Krishna. Win. Understand? Win. It is always win. Something is going to happen to you. Understand? First thing, relax from this fear something happens to you. Second, whether he is alive or dead, he is part of you. First instruction, listen authentically when the other person speaks. That's the first. Second, many times when you start speaking, you will only want to vomit out your anger, your incompletion, and want him to suffer. Remove that. The most costliest item in the planet Earth is vision, which happens to you only with responsibility. Vision is the most costly item in the planet Earth. Responsible vision. The people, money, whatever is needed for it simply flows towards it. If somebody is there in your space, you know them. Either you are afraid of them or you avoid them. That's all. There is no such thing as you don't know somebody. If you know all parts of you, how sometimes just because you try to be crazy. Just because you can afford, you shout. Because you think it's a luxury, you can afford. Just because you are happy, you are too polite. Because just you want to express your goodness. So, if you know all your logical, illogical dimensions of you, you will not be afraid of anybody's logical, illogical dimensions. See, Kundalini Shakti also awakens when you complete. Kundalini Shakti is locked because of incompletion. Whenever the completion happens, Kundalini also gets awakened. Naturally you become complete.
Is self-doubting a prerequisite to self-denial?
It always starts only as self-doubt, then it goes to self-hatred, only then self-denial comes. It's one by one. Unless they finish first grade, second grade, they don't go to say third grade.
And what decides a person's pradapta?
You decide. Please understand one thing. This is the largest deity. It is not just a river. It is energized water body. So it becomes a vigraha, deity. Be in the space of completion. Whatever incompletion comes up, complete with it.
Maybe at least last 20,000 years, people have come
for knowledge, to learn about life. That's why this river is more a river of life for the whole India. If I have to equate Himalayas as a brain of India, Bharat, the Ganga is the heart, blood flow of the Bharat. The very breathing space of Ganga. Such a beautiful space.
Sound which you are listening is the anklet sound of Ganga. And to this chanting. Go ahead.
ॐ गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः ॐ शञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मेऽनुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्र
Upanishad, this is one of the very important word and concept in our Hindu tradition. Literally the word means sitting. Sitting with the master. Just when you sit with the master, so much can happen in you. Please understand. Just recently I was studying a research paper called mirror neuron activity. I wanted to talk about that to you guys. I wanted to make you guys understand. For example, if you are seeing somebody swimming in the river, 80% of what is happening in his brain, that same neuron activity is mirrored in you. And if you also know swimming, but you are not swimming, you are only sitting and watching, he is swimming, 100% that his neuron activities is replicated, mirrored in your brain. Listen. If you don't know swimming and you are observing, 80% is mirrored. If you know swimming and you are observing, 100% is mirrored in your brain. Exact same neuron activities. Now, you all know completion. Master is a being who is swimming in the consciousness, in the space of completion. Master is the being who is swimming in the space of completion. Now you all know completion. If you just sit, you can keep your eyes closed or open. It's up to you. The first level of Upanishad will start happening in you. Later on you will learn that with the closed eyes itself you will be able to just sit for hours. So let us start. Upanishad, sitting with Master and Ganga. Listen. This river is equivalent to millions of enlightened beings, because in Indian tradition the enlightened beings, if they have lived around the Ganga, their body is just given as a offering into Ganga. They are given Jala Samadhi. Actually this is the Jala Samadhi Ghat. This area is the Jala Samadhi Ghat, where the bodies are given into the Ganga. So it is, this place is, this Ganga is equivalent to millions of enlightened beings. So please sit straight. Just sit in the Upanishad. You can keep your eyes closed or open, up to you. You can look at Ganga or me or sky or just be in Upanishad. Namah Shivaya.
Sitting Upanishad with Ganga or Upanishad with the Master or the space of Shivogam or completion, all one and the same. The space where you are feeling complete.
Always does so much inside you. Second, very important thing is Upanishad in the banks of Ganga, where for ages Upanishad has been happening. Please understand. I am telling you one thing with all my integrity. Mahadeva sat in the same banks of Ganga, had Upanishad with his Nandi, Shivaganas, Bhutas, Devi, all of them. And Rama sat, Krishna sat, Ramakrishna sat, Swaminarayan sat, Buddha sat, any incarnation, name it, any great master, name it, Vasishta, Vyasa, Shankara, Jnaneshwar, any great master, any great enlightened being, any great incarnation, you name it, all of them have sat in Upanishad with their disciples, with Ganga, and this same Ganga is a witness for what? Mahadeva's Upanishad. Mahadeva sitting in Upanishad with Nandi, Shankara sitting in Upanishad with all his disciples, Ramanuja sitting in Upanishad, Madhva sitting in Upanishad, Chaitanya sitting in Upanishad, all the great masters sitting in Upanishad. Any master happened on the planet Earth had Upanishad with Ganga. As I said, mirroring the neuron activities of the highest completion process inside the master's brain is Upanishad. Mirroring the highest possible neuron activity happening in the brain of the master in your brain is Upanishad. You don't do anything, but the best thing is happening to you is Upanishad. You don't do anything, the best thing is done on you is Upanishad. You can be with open eyes or closed eyes as you feel comfortable. But sit in this context for next few minutes, then I'll start the darshan. So anybody, any 8-year-old kid, around 8-year-old kid comes and asks, you can't say no to the kid, you have to give something to the kid. That's a tradition in the banks of Ganga. Even sannyasis, if an 8-year-old kid come and ask something, they will give it away immediately, whatever they have. There is in Harkipuri, feet of Shiva, there is a place in Haridwar where the Ganga Aarti goes on for last at least 10,000 years.
any stone rolls in the Ganga and comes out, becomes Banalinga. Shiva, any stone which came out of Ganga, it will carry his presence, Mahadeva's presence. You don't need to do any puja, just keep it in you can keep in your puja room. Whenever you have any pain or anybody has any pain in the body, just keep that stone. That will just suck the pain away. And if you are little low mood and somebody is depressed, just put that stone under the pillow. It will suck the depression away. I have experientially seen it's such powerful that Ganga's Vanalinga. This small Shivalinga and small Meenakshi, these two, they materialized by applying the vibhuti on my body and taking the liquid out. And this is the stone. Actually, when we went to Kailash first time, I saw beautifully the whole cosmos, the Mahadeva and Devi, in the form of the original existence, without the form, that formless. So when I had darshan, the stone on which I was standing, I picked up that stone, I worshipped that also as the respect to that experience. The Madurai's special jewelry, Magarayadi Chundaravadam. 6 Rudrakshas are there in that. So this is just to remind you to be constantly in the space of listening. That is the Sundaravadam. Somebody who is initiated, whose ears have heard, whose ears are in the sacred space of listening, those ears are decorated with this. Not just ours, days I'll sit. You just sit and see. Whatever floats in the Ganga does not affect Ganga. The flower is floating. Earlier we saw one dead body was going, but nothing affects Ganga. Same way, just sit. Whatever thoughts may be going inside you, sometime incompletion, sometime completion, sometime good thought, sometime bad thought. Nothing affects your consciousness. Just sit in that space. That's all. Sometime the boat goes, sometime the traveling boat goes, sometime entertainment boat goes, sometime rafting goes. Whatever goes, Ganga is not affected. Same way, see, so many things may go on in you. You are not affected. Just sit in that space. Just like Tiruvannamalai, the hill itself is a god. Here Kashi, Varanasi itself is worshipped as god. I'll explain god by god, important gods. See, the Kashi is miniature of India. Listen, this city is not built just by stone or wood or brick. It is built by all our sacred sentiments. All the kings, all the Pitadishwars, all the great gurus. Mahadeva wanted to settle down and create a place for himself and the Ganas. Varuna and Asi, 2 streams got created. So the place's name has changed into Varanasi. But originally the place name is Anandavana. Bliss forest where Mahadeva settled. The first community of Mahadeva is created here. This is the first Sangha of Mahadeva. Har Mahadev!
सागर अकत कहानी नित्य योगी निमिष मात्र में देते हैं नवनिधि मन मानी नित्य योगी निमिष मात्र में देते हैं नवनिधि मन मानी.
All of you can see the 3 people are standing. That is the dome. Inside I sat and had the death experience. The 3 people are standing on the top. That is the exact dome. And here no crying,
no ritual. They will just bring the body, chant, soul is liberated. This is the Avimukta Kshetra. Har Har Mahadev.
Deva Hare, Hare Hare Nitya Deva Hare, Hare Hare Nitya Deva Hare.
That foldo, the Ishanya dome corner I had at the Enjoya Anubhava, anchoring the experience.
आशुतोष इस मोहमयी निद्रा से मुझे जगा देना, आशुतोष इस मोहमयी निद्रा से.
This is the oldest ghat. Pilamuni Samadhi is inside. Around 6,000 years old this place is. That whole fort is ours. Mahanirvani Ghat. This is the Asi stream. It was a river but it has become stream now. This is where Varanasi ends. Asi stream. Now we are turning to go back to Varna. Means we have done the Pradakshina of Kashi. You guys are blessed now with the Kashi Yatra Punya. Har Har Mahadev.